Okay, everyone, my name is Catherine, and you're welcome to this video. So, today I'm just going to be talking about being bold, bold, assertiveness, that lion spirit. I believe that as Christians, there's no one that God has made to be shy, to be timid, to be easily frightened, and always fidgeting, and always it's so clear that He has not given us the spirit of fear. He hasn't given us that kind of spirit. He hasn't given us that spirit to be timid. We are we we are not created that way. So I find it concerning when I see Christians that find it difficult to speak up in a very dire situation. They will rather keep quiet. And there's this popular saying that evil persists because the good ones kept quiet. The good ones have been silent. So when we see the things that is going on around us, it's because the good ones have been quiet. They've been silent about it. And it is something that I just want to address in this video. Now, just like I earlier said, I don't think that there's anyone that God has created to be timid, to be easily frightened, to be so shy and not be able to stand up for themselves or speak up for themselves. No, that is definitely not God has created us to be. For everyone that we've read in the Bible, even for you always see them come from a place of unknown to known. You know, they come from a place where they do not know who they are to where they come to a place where they now understand who they are and what they carry. Take, for example, Abraham. Abraham was from unknown. He kept on, God kept telling him, "Oh, Abraham, I will do this for you, sir. I will give you thousands of people as your descendants. I'm going to make your offspring he just believed it. He started to build that confidence in God. Because for me, I saw places where Abraham was timid, where he was frightened, he was scared for his life. For example, when he was traveling or when he was going through, and he encountered Abimelech, and Abimelech saw Sarah and saw that Sarah was beautiful. But before they got there, Abraham already told Sarah, "Babe, just say that you are my sister and you are not my wife. These people, they can kill me just because of how beautiful you are." It might look like, oh, that is wisdom, but to me, it just showed that he was frightened, he was scared, he wasn't bold or like courageous to say, no, this is my wife Abimelech or something. And Abimelech took Sarah, and then God had to speak to Abimelech and say that, don't touch that baby, that is Abraham's wife. And Abimelech had to call him that, why will you do such a thing? Why will you allow me to take your wife? And you told me that. And Abraham had to say, I was scared for my life. I didn't know what to do. You understand? He wasn't bold to say, oh, or maybe introduce himself to Abimelech and say, and just maybe trust God to speak to Abimelech's mind and say, God, as I'm going to meet Abimelech, I want you to save, protect I and Sarah, and no evil, comes to us. Abimelech is able to accept us. Maybe just make a word of prayer and just trust God and be bold to come to Abimelech and say, this is my wife. But Abraham didn't do that. But we could see later on that Abraham came to a place of knowing. He knew what he carried. For example, when Lot was captured, you know how Lot used to do, like he would shall go and be, you will always be in the circle of people that all these Sodom, Gomorrah, all these people that were always, all these people that they were always in one trouble or the other. And Abraham had to go and save him. And this was a kind of war that there were like four kings, I think 4 or 3 kings. I might not be so accurate, but it was more than a king or a country or a region came together to enslave all the people in that land where Lot was living. And Abraham was bold enough to say, all my slaves, all my men, let's gather on. The Bible said Abraham pursued them, overtook them, and he was able to gather back everything that was taken. And he was able to set Lot and his family free, and so many other people. So it comes from a place of knowing who you are. The Abraham that we're seeing that was living his father's house and was, when God was calling me out, he wouldn't have had the boldness to do that. So we see in the Bible how people come from a place of unknown to known. For example, take for example David. David was always tending to the sheep. David was not, I don't think he was someone that interacts with people, or he was someone that talks to people. I'm like, hey, hello, or something like that. It was to himself, but he was anointed. And fast forward, I think there was a part where he was also playing instrument for Saul, when Saul was having all those things that was affecting him. And he came to give his brothers, I think, some food. And he saw how the Philistines were just saying nonsense to the Israelites. We're just like, see them, none of you can even face us. We will finish you. And the Bible said David got so upset. Now, this was from a place of knowing who you are and what you carry, what you are capable of. And David said, who is this uncircumcised Philistine that has the effrontery? Not like that's how the Bible says it, but that's my own version. So before you say, Kate, where did they write that? But yeah, David actually said, who is this uncircumcised Philistine that has the effrontery to be talking to God's people like this, to be calling God's name like this? Come on, let me face this person. That kind of boldness does not come from, I was tearing lion in the bush, in the forest, in the jungle. I used to tear all those lions. No, it comes from knowing who he is in Christ. It comes from knowing who is standing with God. He knew what he carried. The Israelites were there. It's the same covenant that covered them. The same covenant was available for them, but they kept quiet. They were there. They were scared. They were timid. They were frightened. They were wailing, mourning, groaning. And David just came and said, is this a joke? Who is this person? And the Bible recorded that he defeated Goliath with just words, with a stone. Just think about it. Now, if you look at all the prophets, every of the prophet that God has said, okay, Elijah, go up and speak to the king and tell. It was from a place of knowing. They didn't just walk up to the king and say, oh, great king, you listen to me now. When God, it was from that, their source of boldness was from God. Even when Moses was so shy, when God was telling him to go and meet Pharaoh, he said, okay, God is saying go and meet. You are saying, no, I can't speak. God that is telling you go and meet, he did not know that you cannot speak, because he knows that you already have boldness. It gives people that boldness. But it was as if Moses did not believe. But if you read later, Moses self received boldness, so he was very annoyed. You see later when Moses will go and challenge Pharaoh and say, God said, let my people go. I say, you Moses. It's just because he came to a place of known. He came to a place of known. The same Moses was talking to people, was challenging people, was setting conflicts. Because it just kind of, he was able to say who he is, like who God is to me and who I am in him. You understand what I'm trying to say? So it's always, I don't believe being timid, being shy, being in a very difficult situation that can affect your life, and you don't talk out, and you just keep quiet, and you just say, I'm not going to say anything because I want peace to reign. No. Being timid is not of God. Being frightened is not of God. Living in fear is not of God. As Christians, we need to be bold and assertive. Let's look at when Jesus came. Those are people that were there doing great and mighty things before Jesus. But when Jesus came, look at the lives of all the disciples. The Bible said they received boldness. There was a crazy kind of boldness that they all received. And they begin to just preach the gospel. They begin to talk. Paul was so bold. We even know that Paul is even bold before. But look at Peter. Peter that was hiding. Oh, I'm not part of Jesus' disciple. Me. Look at me well. Are you sure you see me? With this, my bed and this. He didn't want anybody to say him as. But they became so bold. They became so bold. They began to enter temples, talk about Christ. They begin to do miracles. And believe you me, if we are not bold, we cannot actually make real changes happen. We cannot make changes happen. If we are not bold to say, this is what I know God has called me to do. and this is what I am going to do. I'm following in his will, and you are not bold enough to take that step, you will lack it. You will find out that you are like 60 steps behind. I'm telling you. Because if God has made a position for you, has created, you want a big job, or you know that you have the capabilities for this job, but because you are not bold enough to apply for the job, so you lay back, then somebody else take over. Meanwhile, he has given you everything that you need, but you just still don't trust yourself. You don't see yourself like that. So you lay back. You are in a situation, or you are in an environment or a company that God has intentionally put you there. You have beautiful ideas, creative ideas, mind-blowing ideas, but you keep quiet. You say, oh, what's the point of talking? When you say it, what will they do? What's the point of talking? Or when they say, oh, if you have a very beautiful idea, can you let us know? You be like, oh, Mike, is it my idea that they are looking for? You just shy away from it. God has not created you that way. He was intentional in putting you at that place because he wants you to speak out. He wants you to be bold. He wants you to have the lion spirit and be able to face challenges. The same attitude with even challenges of life. When small wind blow us like this, some people, they're on the floor already. They don't stand firm and bold and confess that which they are in Christ Jesus and face the storm of life and say that this is who I am. This is what I carry. So I speak to you. They don't have the boldness. When they have a dream and they see maybe village people chasing them in the breeze, they come back, hey, God, save my soul. You don't think about the fact that, no, I've carried something. I carry something. He has made me, he has given me the utterance to speak, to declare, to confess that whatever I say on earth is already done in heaven. I lose on earth is loosed in heaven. I bind on earth is bound in heaven. Because he has given you the boldness spirit. There is no one that is losing on earth and losing heaven, bind on earth that is not bold. I'm just trying to let you know that as Christians, we cannot be timid. Wherever you are, whatever is the situation of your life, you cannot be frightened. He said he hasn't given you the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and a sound mind. So you cannot be timid. In difficult situations, check with your spirit. Should I speak? If it tells you to speak, speak. If it tells you to be quiet, be quiet. Because there are some people that speak and they are just saying rubbish in confidence. You know, we say, saying nonsense with confidence. I don't know. In my school of nonsense, we used to have people like that. Like they ask you something, then you just start talking, but you're actually saying rubbish. But if you look at the lives of all of these people, they were saying things. It was not nonsense. It was actual truth and facts with confidence. Because there was a supplier of that boldness. There was a supplier of that information. It came from a place of knowing. So what am I trying to say in essence? That we need to always let God speak to us. We need to always let God inspire us. We need to always let God motivate us. And when he does, then we should be able to do our part and be bold. Never be timid. Never be shy. I don't know what this is for, but I'm just here to let you know that you have the lion spirit. You're not timid. You're not shy. You're not frightened. If God has placed some things in your heart to share with people, share it with them. If God has given you some messages to share with the world, share it with the world. If you have some mind-blowing ideas, do it. Don't be timid. Don't be thinking, oh, how will this thing be? The people God was sending to go and meet Pharaoh and tell Pharaoh, let my people go. If you do not let my people go, I am sending plagues. I'm sending local. I am doing this. They could have thought about, hey, what if I go there and Pharaoh just remove sword and just cut off my head? The one who sends you has already gone before you. He knows if it's going to be things that will make you maybe lose something or that he might have even told you or tell you how to go about it, because he also gives wisdom. In the boldness, he gives wisdom. So that's just my own word for you today. That be bold. Speak out. Everywhere that you are, just speak out. Children of God, speak out. Be bold. Be bold. Be bold. Be bold. You've got the lion spirit. You carry something. You always carry something. You're a child of God. Huh? So that's what I'm saying today. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you've gained one or two things. I hope I've been able to challenge you to be bold. Hmm? All right then. So you take care of yourself and have a nice day. So if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your loved ones. Thank you and bye.